everybody to the Coffee House Madness. It's time to get energized. You ready? One,
Yeah,
2, 3,
ready?
go.
What's going on, everybody?
All right,
That was
guys.
great. That was great.
This is what we're gonna do today. We were at Burger King and we
Burger King.
decided to say, you know what? Valentine's.
Yeah, let's do it. Because
Let's
it's
do
been
it.
coming up, so
People like it. People don't celebrate. They say it's too commercialized. You know what? It's
I
really.
say it's great because you're just spending time with your family and having love and
That's it.
fun, good,
And-
wah.
That's awesome. After you hear the history of Valentine's, it might make you like it, it might not, but you know what? It's our
see.
opportunity to be like, you know what? Let's do it. Dun,
Yep.
dun, 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 dun. All right.
Okay,
Roxy
so-
doesn't have anything because we were just like, you know what? Let's just
Yeah,
get it done.
let's just
All
do
right.
it. Yeah.
Soon. We got some more. We
I
got
know,
some
Roxy.
more.
Yeah.
All right. So,
Okay.
where are we going to start? We're going to start
We're
with,
gonna start with the Valentine's and
the first one?
yeah, we'll do the first one.
The reason why we're asking each other a lot of questions is
Yeah, because there are very several different people behind this whole St. Valentine's. So,
correct. It's not just
there's-
one story.
Yeah, there's not one person, not one story, so there's no really concrete answer, not one single answer.
That's why we have the Happy Holidays mug out with our beloved coffee. Soon, he's going to have his own mug. He's going to
Yep.
drink, what are we doing? Apple cider?
Yeah, apple cider. I was
Yay.
thinking of that.
Go ahead.
So, the first story we're going to be doing, two stories now. The first one is about the guy named St. Valentine's, who we all know.
Coco, just saying.
And he was a priest, just like a
Mm-hmm.
normal priest or cleric. And at the time, marriage was not allowed by order of King Claudius. Who,
He was an emperor, right?
yeah, an emperor. Yes, thank you.
Or a Roman.
Emperor Claudius II was his name, and he said the reason behind that was because he thought that married men would be bad soldiers because they would go away from their family and they
That
would
makes
get
sense.
killed. So.
Could you imagine? Lovey, I'm gonna go fight into the war.
And I'm probably not gonna come back
Or
again.
and then guess what? Is he back yet? No. Is he back yet? No. Well, we need tortillas. Anybody wants to bring any bread? No, he's not back yet.
Honey.
He's not coming back. Oh, no,
Oh.
so sorry. So
Yes.
yeah, I get the idea. Bad soldiers. But what happened?
Yeah. So
This is from him to me. So I will open
yeah,
as he
it's for
talks.
you.
All
Okay.
right.
So what happened was Saint Valentine. He
Keep talking.
Okay. He arranged very secret marriages actually, but after Claudius found out later on, Saint Valentine was.
Look at
Is that what I think it is? Batmite.
We ordered this quite some time ago and it just finally came in the mail. Go ahead. Tell me.
Okay, so he did some marriages in secret. He was put in jail, and when he was in jail, he I believe fell in love with the jailer's daughter.
Correct.
And after he was executed on February 14th, he sent a letter to the daughter, saying, "I love you always, my Valentine."
Right.
And now, I don't know if the My Valentine comes directly from Valentine.
No, right. I
But
think
it comes from something different.
I think it
don't know where.
coincides with two saints, right?
Yes, two
See?
saints, two
I
different
know.
saints.
I know, dummy. Go ahead. Go.
Okay, so, but this is one story. The second story is about a man who, again, Saint Valentine. There's no real name for them, but this was during after Claudius's rule when I don't know it doesn't say this Roman emperor's name,
Right.
But those is a festival. It's called the Lupercalia, and we're not gonna get into details about it. We just call it the Gory Festival.
We'll just
Yeah.
call it that.
Because we don't want to tell you the details.
There's
but
they did praising of
they did lots of bad
different stuff, right?
They did lots of bad
go
stuff. But this saint he actually opposed this.
Wasn't he a Christian?
Yes, he was a Christian martyr.
He's a Christian martyr. So
And he said no, I don't think these festivals are a good idea, so he
Right.
opposed them.
he opposed
But
them.
he was eventually executed because he wanted to do a more not forceful love kind of a
Right. So he was trying to go around to different areas and tell everybody.
Tell everybody you should feel love, you should feel
Right. We don't
kindness.
have to use this to praise
and feel love and good heartedness.
Type of a parade kind of situation.
Yeah,
we can do it a different way.
Yes.
So,
but because of this, people were actually following him. But because they were following him, the Roman emperor was like, "No, this can't happen."
Yeah,
so
I think that's a great point because
he got
at that time. Remember now, so it was based off of only a few religions.
Yes,
not many.
Yes,
and then there were a few reigns. So if you were actually strong enough and powerful enough as a speaker and talking to people and convince people, they would actually start to follow you. So I guess he started picking up speed. So we started
to gain followers.
Right, to gain followers, kind of like a Robin Hood situation. Christian love, come with me. Instead of doing, that type of slaughtering, we're gonna give you the other opportunity to be nice to each other. Husband and or it wasn't even husband. It was more.
No, it was more just like a husband and servant. More like it was.
Christianity kind of. Yeah. So then. He needed help, so he gathered another Valentine and multiple Valentines.
Yes,
so if one guy would go down, the other guy kept going and pressed, and kind of spreading that love. Okay, so then what happened?
So what happened was that Valentine, the one who said, "Oh,
the one that was actually
peaceful love,
doing it, right?" Did they come after him?
Yes. So that Valentine was killed in a church because he was giving. Baptism to a son.
Oh right.
And I
remember that.
Yeah, so,
he was in the middle of a sermon.
They were in the middle of a sermon, and the Romans came in and they burned the whole church down.
Yeah. It was ordered by the emperor too. Yeah. So then they ended up getting both of them, right?
Yes, both of them. But there were still other
people who believed in the kindness of following
So now they took on the name of Saint Valentine, and it kept on going and going and
going.
Yeah.
So that and then the idea.
And eventually there was no way for it to be destroyed because it was passed on so many times.
Correct. So it became. No one actually decided to make it into a permanent law, but society as us together, we decided to continue it going. All right.
Yeah.
So there you go. Yay.
So that's for the Valentines.
So if you want to do the Valentines, again, it's up to you guys.
Yeah.
Celebrate. Don't celebrate.
Holidays aren't really like something that you should be forced to celebrate. It's something that you think is a tradition to you.
Absolutely. Great point. Hit it. Bump it. I like how you said that. And here's why. We're going to go through, since this inspired us to do the Valentines, we're going to do a few other ones that, are interesting facts. Just letting you know how they came about. And we're going to do it right now. Do it.
Okay, so the first one we have is Mother's Day.
Mother's Day.
The story behind Mother's Day.
Have you ever wondered why we celebrate our Mommy's Day?
Yeah, so this girl named Anna Jarvis, she was a school teacher, and her mother died 3 years ago. And no one really remembered her mother. So what she did was she petitioned.
Her mother died 3 years before she decided to do this, right?
Yes, 3 years before. So
great.
What happened was she did several petitions saying that she wanted to honor all mothers for a certain day.
She thought it was a great idea.
Yes.
She's like, you know what? Let's put this in place.
She did several different petitions, but the last person to do it was, I believe, President Wilson.
Right. It took her years, mind you. It took her years to try to get this, in place because they were like, it's great, it's not, it's this. And so go ahead.
Yeah. So
President who? President who?
Wilson.
Wilson decided to say, I agree.
So he said yes, and But the craziest part is that after this, later she says that she hated the idea of it ever becoming a tradition, a holiday. Because she said, I never liked the idea of flowers or greeting cards because if
it got to commercialize, that's one.
Commercialize.
She just didn't like flowers. It wasn't about the commercializing.
That was one of the main reasons, but it was mainly.
But the commercializing against the actual.
And
greeting cards. She didn't like that side.
And she was so against the idea that
she put
like signs in the front of her door saying, "No, please don't come in. Warning, this is not a good time to come in."
She literally started going into like reject mode. She wanted nothing to do with it because she was upset. And here's why. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Again, it's the whole reason why we're doing this. It's your perception of what is going on. So if you perceive it as bad, no one's going to change it. Doesn't matter. You go to the movies, you're like, yeah, that was awful. You walk away, it was awful. Then you start finding out that 10 other people are like, hey, it was a great movie. You're like, well, am I wrong? So you start liking it, going back, well, maybe it wasn't a bad movie, And that's exactly what happened to her.
That's what happened with her, yeah, exactly.
Because what did she say? A mother would rather...
A mother would rather have the worst scribble of writing from her daughter or son than some fancy greeting card.
Right. Now, here is the idea behind it. I get it. I do. Because at that time...
Because think about it. You have your son and daughter, and they actually mean something to you.
Right.
But these people who give you these greeting cards, do they actually know you? Like, do they actually... Are they your son? Are they your friend? Are they your...
You know, I agree with you, and I agree with the idea of what she's trying to say. But at the same time, you know how many people out there don't know what to say?
Yeah.
They're just like, hey,
Happy
I'm
Valentine's.
Here, I'm here for the party. What can I say that's gonna make you happy? Is it a sonnet? Is it a limerick?
Yeah.
Is it again, a lot of people can't rhyme. They can't put words together. So to pay someone to come up with a really cute little phrase, believe me, there's a market for it,
Yep.
And for that, I don't purchase cards because, at the same point, I can write stuff nicely, but there's people who can't put the words together.
Or do these fancy little images and...
Or do something adorable. Some
or
of these cards are
colorful.
cute. I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
they are like a...
And so I get her point that any mother would rather have a scribble from their son
all
and
the
daughter.
worst writing that the 3-year-old can ever do,
Right.
than some fancy writing card that you got at the dollar store.
But there is a place for cards. Believe me, there is. When I was growing up, I happy Mother Day. Yeah.
Yeah.
I gave my
Yeah,
mom
but think
flower
about it. A 3-year-old is not going to do like all these lines and all
the
these
stickers.
images.
Now the hearts. Don't know if you knew this, but the hearts are upside down lady bums.
Yes, of
Upside
a female
down.
buttock.
The buttock, that's awesome. The
I think it's buttock.
gluteus maximus.
Yes.
All right. So here you go. That's an interesting story.
Yes.
And she got told to a point that she was like, "That's it. I
Yes,
want nothing
so
to do
she
it." A mailman dressed up as a mailman.
a
News person.
yes, a reporter dressed up as a mailman came over to talk
Just
to
to
her.
have an interview with her.
And he said, and I quote, I will never do that again because of the bitterness of her voice and how she
but
hated
again,
the whole idea.
Now remember, once you perceive something awful, it becomes awful. So as you talk, this is for you.
Yes, because
okay, Valentine.
once you ever think something is bad, then you're going to continue that for the rest of your life.
Right, that's like the
Unless you look in the mirror and say, okay, I'm done with this. I want to keep thinking that's bad. I want to think it's good.
right. But like we're giving each other gifts. He's not my lady friend. I'm not his lady friend.
Yeah.
He's not my guy friend. He's my boy. I'm his dad. But we're still able to exchange gifts on this day that is recognized nationally, right?
Yes, nationally.
This is nationally.
It is a federal.
Valentine's is natural, but
Yeah.
federal, right?
It is a federal holiday that is
Mother's Day, right?
Mother's Day.
Right, but that's the one that they don't give you the day off of work, so I don't think it's a federal. So
It's not. It is a federal, but not like really where.
Okay,
where-
so it's not a Thanksgiving, ladies and
No.
gentlemen. Now, if you want to give each other gifts every day of the week, why not? All right, go ahead, keep talking.
So that's Mother's Day, but we're
What else
also
we
doing Father's Day. We're gonna be doing Father's Day also.
All right.
So following the events of
You should
Anna
be
Jarvis.
opening this, not me.
Okay, I'll do it then. I'll do it.
Okay. As you talk.
As I talk. So this followed the events of Anna Jarvis.
Okay,
where-
Anna Jarvis.
Okay, cool. We got our
Who is it?
Tobias Beckett for our
Star
Links,
Wars.
Star
Force Links. We went to the store.
We got
I
some-
said, you know what? I got to get him some stuff. So be careful. Want to know what else is in there?
I don't know. Here.
Here. How about this? Keep
Here.
talking the story.
Okay,
We're gonna lay
so-
this down.
Got this one, and like I said, after Anna Jarvis, there was this lady named Sonara Dodd. Oh,
No,
Gio.
you keep talking.
Okay.
You keep talking.
So
And
those
then-
names-
I know it's difficult trying to express yourself and move stuff at the
Yeah,
same time.
so- There was a lady named Sonara Dodd where she wanted to do basically the same thing as Anna Jarvis with the whole Father's Day, but it took a little longer because her father was a loner, so because he had 6 children and her mother actually died at birthright, so there wasn't any way for her to take care of 6 children.
Yikes.
So what she did was she petitioned, but it did take longer because she had to go through 2 presidents before she ever got to
Father's Day
to Father's
to
Day.
get it acknowledged.
And those 2 presidents were, I believe, President Wilson, which we said earlier, and President Calvin Coolidge. but the one who actually accepted the idea was President Nixon.
See?
So
that goes to show you, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to have some type of
you
holiday,
need to go through a lot of stuff.
Expect a lot of bombardment from a lot of different people. Okay, go ahead.
So, and the holiday was accepted, and later she's saying that she does still believe, but she's also saying that I think that people should get gifts, like a father should get gifts because it's just the right thing to do. Like she doesn't say why. She just has her own opinions of why.
Isn't it like a multi-million-dollar necktie in the 60s?
Yes.
Not anymore.
Yes, that's
Not
true.
anymore.
Because in the 60s, I believe, Americans used to actually spend $20 million a year for Father's Day on neckties and all the other stuff.
Now remember, that was a different time where people would go to work in suits.
Yes.
Times are different now where people are actually staying at home and doing their jobs from home. So neckties
doing on the computer.
Right. Neckties was a real popular thing. Okay, what about birthdays?
Birthdays. So yes, the birthdays we were talking about the history of this. Now there really isn't a huge backstory in this.
I like this one.
So like I said, there's not really a big backstory, just like with the whole Valentine's Day. So there's I think
didn't they not
stories.
celebrate kings and queens? Or are the only ones that got recognition on their birthdays?
Yeah. So I believe it was Egyptians who actually said it was in 3000 BCE where they said that's only kings and queens should be the ones to have birthdays.
That's bonkers.
And the even craziest part is that anyone lower than that, male, female, or children, their birth dates weren't even recorded.
So what he means lower, kind of like
a peasants and farmers.
Right. I don't want to say peasants, farmers, not
priests.
Peasants. We look at it as a bad thing, but that was an actual
that was a job. That was a job.
That was a person's. Yeah, they were
they
peasants.
Farmed.
So they didn't. No. Farmers weren't peasants.
No, yes.
Peasants were just actual
kind of like
people who would take any position that they can possibly get. So
no matter how paid
so
it is. Or...
if they needed skilled workers were people builders. Who worked in the water systems.
Yes.
Those are skilled craftsmen.
Canal workers and
people who made armor. That was a skilled worker. Now,
blacksmiths.
Peasants were the ones that were doing the little jobs underneath them. That kind of stuff. Okay. What else?
So that's the birthday, and I also have something for Grandparents' Day.
Okay.
So Grandparents' Day is...
So they didn't even acknowledge their birthdays.
Yes,
that's the thing that got me. They didn't even acknowledge their birthdays at all.
So there was no record of their birth.
So when you were born, I don't know, sometime 10 years ago. I don't know. I just know 10 years.
Okay, you're born. That's it.
Pick a month. Go ahead, pick a month.
Go.
You like October? That's your birthday. There's no. There's no 24th. I know. What time? No. Now this guy wants time. You believe this guy? He wants time. He wants time. He wants dates. What are you special? What are you, a king and a queen? Come on, guy. Look at it.
Yeah.
It's transferring over to an Italian.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Come on.
Could you imagine that? Not knowing when your birthday was. Now
that's crazy.
I don't even want to tell anybody when my birthday is, just because of the fact that I'm like. Go over the birthday. I feel bad receiving gifts from people because, I can buy my own presents. But there you go. That's just me.
So that's the birthday. So we're doing Grandparents' Day where...
Did you ever wonder about grandparents?
Yeah, so...
We're going to make it happen.
Two grandparents, they were... they did not disclose their name, but they went to Washington. They decided because they weren't getting treated as well as they thought they were.
Right.
So what happened was that they did petition. And now this was after the whole Anna Jarvis thing, and so now not. So they did petition it, and it was actually very successful. Like a first petition, they did it, and I don't remember, they did not say the president who approved it, but it is now a federal holiday.
See that? So grandparents were like, you know what? There's. Oh, you want to come up here? Okay.
Hi.
Come. The grandparents were like, you know what? We're not getting our recognition. We want to get it. And they went through their... So two grandparents out of the blue said, you know what? We should get this. And that's the same thing with Secretary Day. They have a National Hot Dog Day.
Yeah, that's a crazy...
I say it's great. It's crazy,
yeah,
not crazy.
Crazy
you know
good.
what?
Crazy good.
Yeah. Again, it's another reason if you're gonna have something, fine. They even have Star Wars Day. We never celebrated the 4th of May. Get it?
May the 4th.
May the 4th be with you. But we do it. We do it now. If you guys want to make up your own little holidays, why not? I say do it.
Deadpool Day,
They're gonna do
Roxy
that.
Day. Want to do Roxy Day?
We were talking about. I think we're gonna have on this show. We're gonna have in a few months. We'll give you a bunch of heads up so you guys can celebrate it too. Mm-hmm. We're gonna do like Marvel Day or Comic Book Day or Funko Pop Day, and everybody goes out and gets one Funko Pop or something or a movie day. And if you guys watch Voodoo or something, we'll go and we'll purchase one movie. Wouldn't that be great if we all joined together? How about that?
That'd be awesome.
And then we pick up movie that no one has or movie that's not, like let's say Immortal Engines.
You don't own or anything.
Right. Let's say Immortal Engines and you don't have it. That we all buy ourselves that movie and go about our business. But again, it takes time. It's all emails and comments. A lot of your feedback. So that's what it is. All right.
And
jokes?
we have one more. It's for Mother-in-law Day.
Oh, I forgot.
But the thing about this holiday is that it's not an actual federal holiday. It's just a group of people, a large group of people who said we want to honor mother-in-laws. So they basically send mail to mother-in-laws that they know.
Keep going. I'm cracking up.
And they just do it every year. But like I said, it's not a federal holiday because
I'm laughing because the mother-in-laws are like, hey, what about us?
Yeah.
Hey, blokies, what about us? We want
but
some.
We're important too.
Mother-in-laws, father-in-laws, chicken-in-laws, and roosters-in-laws. Again, Valentine's does not have to be an acknowledgement of a female and a male, but that's okay if it is.
Yeah.
But also, if you're friends and you're like, hey, chum, happy Valentine's, I'm not going to kiss you.
No.
Or if you want to, that's what you're going to do.
Yeah, whatever.
Whatever it is, everybody's going to do. I just say, but if you don't want to celebrate it, guess what? But at least now you know where it came from. It came from a Christian follower, a saint.
A saint.
There's an actual Saint Valentine's, and he would do like a little Santa Claus kind of situation. He would run around and do good deeds.
And get people married.
Look at that. Get them together, get them married, do other nice things that they didn't have.
Kind, lovable
things.
For other people. That's
you didn't have any food? Well, let's go find you some food. Stuff like that.
You want a blanket? Okay.
Kind of like the Santa Claus of the Valentine's era. So there you go.
Okay, so I have a joke for you.
We have a joke, ladies.
Okay.
Gents.
How do you know it's raining cats and dogs outside?
I don't know. How do you know?
You step on a poodle. Get it? On a poodle.
Instead of a puddle?
Get it? That's a crazy.
That was good.
Okay.
Good job. I didn't expect that one. One last thing before we take off, guys. I really appreciate you guys staying to the end. If you're here to the end, let me say this. Laugh.
Yeah, laugh. Being
every
positive.
day. But you know what? There's something about the whole positive thing, though. Laugh, because that creates endorphins. Smiling creates muscles inside your face. Positive. Okay, you can sit there and say, you know what? There's no weeds in my garden. There's no weeds in my garden. That's not gonna go out there and pull them out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But you cracking up when something happens, when something breaks. That's it. That's it. You just have to restructure your brain and say, you know what? Why am I getting upset over this? Mm-hmm. No big deal. This morning, I got up at 3:00 and I broke the hinge off of my door, and I was like, you see that? But I said, you know what? It needed to get broken.
It needed to get fixed. So.
I'm glad it broke with me and not with him. It could have hurt him. That's how I looked at it. That's positive thinking.
In a good way.
You have to look at it in a good way. Ladies and gentlemen, appreciate it. Let's get energized. It's you guys. I want you to have a coffee house madness day. Boom.